Welcome to Single Tree Nation. I'm your man, Charlie Eblin, the host and owner of Single Tree Woodfire Barbecue. We are here to build community through undeniable hospitality, storytelling, and the perfect plate of barbecue. Welcome back to Single Tree Nation, guys. I'm your man, Charlie Eblin, and as always, we have our illustrious co-host, Mr. Derry Wells.
What is up, everybody?
Look, we have a special episode today. I have my man, Erik from the Taco Shop. I've been trying to get him to come on the show for a long time, but he is the new kid in Murfreesboro from the restaurant standpoint and is taking over Rutherford County with his birria pizza. And I will tell you that if you don't know exactly who my wife is yet, I'm surprised because she is infatuated with everything that you guys do. Like she took my middle son, little Charlie, over there one day, and they got some tacos, and he's a very plain Jane kind of eater. And he was like, "Oh, these are good." So now he's got to have his tacos, and she's got to have her pizza, and I'm like, all right, well, I know where most of my money's going. So, but
Y'all should just swap out Bella here.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah. But welcome. I appreciate you coming to hang out with us.
I just appreciate the invite. I mean,
of course,
this
man.
is the first time for me to do something like this.
It's awesome.
So I'm nervous.
Awesome. Don't be nervous.
Yeah.
Look, you got two ugly fat dudes. I'm primarily the ugly one. He's fall and winter.
Primarily the fat one? That was weird about that. You didn't meet too, but you was so trying.
It just rolled right into that, didn't it?
I mean, you're not wrong, but just
That was so rude. Oh man, I'm sorry. I did not mean to. I didn't mean to call you a fat kid.
I think called so much worse, so it's like, okay. So, look, I'm a high school teacher. We've discussed
Like, you gotta have thick skin.
This is true.
And
This is true.
there's inevitably every year some kid thinks, "Hey, he's gonna pop off." I'm like, wait a minute, you're gonna have to do better than that. Like, this is rookie level stuff, man.
I've heard one or two of them.
So anyway,
man.
sorry. All
Is
right.
it warm in here?
It's hot, but that has nothing to do with me fat. So
I'm gonna feel bad about that this whole
no,
show.
please don't. Please don't.
That was not my intention.
No, it wasn't. It was great.
God, and you just had to call it out for the whole world to see.
You said it.
I did say it. I did say
Let it
it.
go over your head.
That's right. That's it.
Couldn't let it.
All right.
We'll go down a few rabbit holes this whole show. Okay, so don't be nervous. It's just us two ugly people here.
There you go.
Is it better? Is it better? We love having people like yourself on the show because we want to highlight you, let the world know who you are, what you do. So with that being said, I'm going to give you a second to kind of tell everybody who you are, what you're currently doing, and then we'll get into backstory and how we got to present day.
Okay. So, I mean, my name is Erik. I was born in Texas to two immigrant parents from Mexico City. We moved to Nashville like in '90, and I never knew what I wanted to do in my life. My mom's always cooked, and I've always liked to be in the kitchen, but I never knew that that's what I was going to do. Long story short, I ended up being in the kitchen after like a troubled youth. It kind of found me and really love that kitchen environment, it's a very teen environment,
Yeah.
It's nothing but cussing here, cussing there, hurry up, rushes, pushes, and then you're just like constantly like it's almost like a sport.
Yeah.
And like in some of the kitchens that I've worked, I mean, J. Alexander, Stony River, Eddie V's. I was like executive chef for J. Alexander's for like 8 years.
Nice.
That's where I started out working in the kitchen. It was always like,
okay.
I don't know, it was definitely a thrill.
Yeah.
For me to do that.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah. Nothing better than just being in the kitchen. I don't ever see myself like not being in my own kitchen at the end of the night, washing dishes and drinking a beer.
Yeah.
Like I don't see a life where I won't ever want to do that.
Yeah.
it's just I don't know, man. It's a passion. It's not just something that I like to like.
Alex Blue
Make money.
had a post back in the past year or so. He said there was something about being in the kitchen before all the stuff comes on, and like you're prepping for the day, like it's still quiet, the door is locked, and you can like just zone in and do your thing. And I don't think a lot of people understand for restaurant owners who are in there doing that element, or the kitchen staff or whoever, like that there is
It's my favorite time of
certain
day.
therapy there
Oh,
to
yeah.
be able to just like and let it go. So
Getting that smoker going first thing in the morning, and then going inside and it's quiet. Ain't nobody in there prepping.
like it just because it's a people don't think about that element of it. We always
yeah.
think the public thinks hustle bustle. It's crazy. It's wild. You know, there's 10 tickets and somebody got pissed and they didn't like I asked for Pepsi products and I got Coke products or whatever. You know, like somebody's like,
Yeah.
they don't think about that element for what y'all do. So
There's like a magic elf that preps everything. You just walk in.
that's right. See, exactly.
Not that.
That's exactly what we think.
For,
It's ready.
for us, it's like there's a quiet, like a lot of people often say, right? A quiet before the storm. But like I said, to me, it's
Yeah.
like very like a sport, like if you play football or soccer or any sport, it's that time between the locker room to the field. And that's what I compare it to, that quietness,
Man, that's
that
a great
nervousness,
analogy.
to where when you get out there, tickets start coming, it's like this. And you always miss something, right? Even when you feel like it's perfect, you're like, oh, well, you want.
So how do you go from corporate restaurants
to what I do now?
to owning your own place?
Man. So I was with Jay's for 8 years, and then I went to Firebirds, but the one in Old Hickory.
Okay.
And money's great. It's just you get no creativity.
Yep.
This is what you got to make. This is how you make it. So you're really not a chef.
Right.
You're a manager.
Yep.
That's it. And when you have a creative mind or you want to do something, that's what pushes you out of there. So for a time, for like 3 years, I kind of spent just letting go of the whole management thing. I went to Eddie V's 1230 Club, just cooking as a cook. I'll go off all that money and just did that, which granted, hourly pay over there in Nashville is great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But eventually I was like, this is just a waste of talent. I started out baking cakes out of my house and I was like, oh, I want to do this. Then someone offered me a little kitchen.
So
in the middle of nowhere.
you just brought up something that I didn't know about. This dude makes fresh homemade carrot cakes.
Oh yeah, that just yesterday.
So that couldn't have been out, man, 2-3 minutes.
Yeah.
And I got not one, but 2 phone calls. Literally, hey, did you know the taco shop has carrot cake and he makes it?
I do now.
I'm like, no, I didn't. Tell me more.
Yeah, no, I've been making carrot cakes since I switched my menu over like 3 months. And then the Murfreesboro people, they came and tried it. They're like, you make this? I'm like, yeah, I make everything here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, wow.
I have my brother wanted carrot cake for his wedding cake, and I can remember my mom grating like 7 or 8 pounds of carrots, and like stained the bowl, stained like she didn't wear gloves, stained her fingers, and we're all prepping for my brother's wedding. We're just all taking our turns grating carrots, and that's what whenever. I love carrot cake. Homemade carrot cake is wildly better than any.
Oh, yeah, very much so.
It's one of those that there is a big fall off when you go to production versus homemade. But seeing that when somebody says carrot cake, I just see that massive bowl of the mess that it turns into.
So now, carrot cake is not a traditional Hispanic food. So, and you said your parents immigrated to the U.S. So, where did you get a carrot cake recipe?
So I'd been working like with Jay, Stony River, and these places, and then my mom always used to make it for us when we were little, which is weird because I don't know where she got it from.
Okay.
And I was like, again, creativity goes wild. I'm like, well, how do I make it my own? And you use, but like actual canela sticks, cinnamon sticks.
Yep.
Grind them up, make my own canela, cinnamon. Get Mexican made vanilla extract. I've tried it doing it with like actual vanilla bean and scraping out the vanilla bean.
Yeah.
And it makes a difference. And just, I don't know. I was like, well, I'll just call it pastel de zanahoria, carrot cake. I'm like, why can't it be Mexican? Why can't it be a Mexican dish? I don't think my carne asada fries or the pizza birria is a traditional Mexican dish, but the birria is, right?
Look, I'm gonna tell you, man.
The birria is. So,
That your birria is phenomenal.
yeah.
It's really, really good. It's so good. I went back to the restaurant to try to make my own. And we got one, and it's pretty yummy. But I put it on a sandwich with mac and cheese and some more cheese and some white sauce and some other stuff and make it redneck, right? You know, I mean that's what we do.
I was trying to see which way you were going to describe that. So that's well done.
Yeah. It is South. Like, you were not going to get this above Nashville.
Right.
So are the recipes like the carrot cake you came up with, you took a little bit of what you've learned in your career, a little bit from your mother, and then kind of made it your own, right?
Yeah.
So the rest of the recipes you have in your restaurant, are
Same
they
thing. So, like,
family and you tweak them, or are they?
So the tamales that people love, those are like family recipes. My mom is like, she cooked for us. She was the type of lady that had 2 jobs, still came home between her jobs, cooked dinner, left it for us. Christmas time came around, tamales, right?
Yeah.
So those are hers, and she kind of like, I've kind of tweaked those to like something that I enjoy.
I got you.
I'm not gonna sell something that I don't enjoy eating.
For sure.
So that's why I've always done that. The birria, funny thing, you know, quesadilla has been around for a while, and it was for my mom's birthday. I wanted to make quesadillas, and we had a mariachi band and everything. So I'm like, oh, let me try to make this, and everybody loved it. They're like, how'd you do this? Then I started tweaking it, making it better, and changing stuff, taking ideas from working at a restaurant like Jay's, raising my meat, you know, cooking it longer, cooking it less, and that's how it came to be.
What protein do you use in it?
Chuck roll,
Chuck roll.
and short ribs. And the
Short
short
ribs.
ribs is what? Yeah.
Okay.
He had a sparkle in his
Okay.
eye when he did that. He knew.
Yeah.
The short ribs is what that good percentage of short ribs to chuck roll is really what ultimately makes it.
See, I use brisket, and there's not in the trim. There's not a lot of fat
I
left
tried it
in
with
the
brisket.
There's not a lot of there's not a lot of fat left in the brisket, right? So I got to add fat back to it.
Right.
So we chuck a couple of femur bones in there. So, and that gives a nice richness to it that you don't get from just the brisket.
Yeah, it's the bones. The keys
Yeah.
is the bones and the fat. The bones is like making a chicken stock, right?
Yeah.
You can't make chicken stock without bones.
Yeah.
You gotta have that flavor.
I tried that about 6 months ago. I was on this little kick of I'm going to make my little stuff, and I tried to make chicken stock without the bones, and I was like, this is the most bland dark water I've ever it was just
Bland dark water.
Because it's
That's
just not
outstanding.
right. And then I learned that like you left out the bone because I was trying to do stuff
You
that
gotta
was
get the
already
marrow out
trimmed or
of the
whatever,
bone.
and it is that makes it so for all of us non kitchen staff, cooks, chefs, whatever. Like you gotta have the bones.
Now,
So
chicken stock is key to a lot of recipes, like in any culture,
right.
Oh yeah.
any culture. So
Yeah. And what's funny, as simple as I believe stocks are easy to make, but you know, me have been doing this for a very long time, so it's funny how easily it's also to mess it up.
Sure.
Like it's
Like
just,
I said.
it's just kind of natural for what we do, but most of the time it's very easy to mess up. So you said you make everything in your restaurant. So like you have an amazing menu. What you're doing, you're working downtown, you're cooking, you're having fun, you got some creativity going, enjoying the cook side of it. What was the shove off the cliff to go, you know what? It's time to open up the taco shop.
it was pure luck. Like I said, I was making cakes, carrot cake, lime cheesecake out of my house and selling them, right? And I was telling my girlfriend, like, we can't keep doing this. We need a kitchen. even if it's a commissary kitchen. Went to that street where Smyrna Ready Mix, the corporate office is.
Yep.
That back row. There's a tobacco store in the middle of nowhere next to a golf course, actually.
Yep.
The guy offered us the kitchen. He said, $1,500 a month. Use it as what you want. All you got to do is sell mostly Mexican food. My idea was never to sell Mexican food. It was to sell burgers, wings, get into that side.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, well, got to compromise. So then we started selling Mexican food. Started working with the birria, tacos, pastor, everything. My mom helped me out in the beginning a lot. And then this opportunity came where I'm at now. The guy that owned it before me was Luna Latin. I think it was called Luna Latin Food or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think he had just too much going on, and he's like, "Do you want it?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's an opportunity. I want it." And that's where it just took off. First couple of months were rough. I'm not gonna lie. There was a lot of praying. A lot of praying.
Let's take a quick break, and we're gonna come back to praying on the first couple months, because I know a lot of people that have been there. We'll be right back. What's going on, guys? I'm your man, Charlie Eblin, the owner of Single Tree Barbecue, located right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, 2805 Old Fort Parkway. We're open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 until 8 p.m. and on Sundays from 11 to 3. If you want some smoked wings all the way to some Texas-style smoked brisket, y'all come see us. We have some amazing lunch specials during the week and outstanding barbecue right here in the Middle Tennessee area. We can't wait to see you guys. All right, welcome back, guys. If you've been paying attention, we have our man Erik from the Taco Shop right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And we just got into the conversation about getting opened up and what the first couple of months are, and a lot of praying going on. So I know for an unequivocal fact that anybody that has ever started their own business, they know exactly what that feeling is. And if you don't, hopefully we do a good job of telling the story, so you will know by the end of this conversation. But so how did you meet this gentleman? Did you go into the gas station and he said, "Hey, you want to buy this place"?
Nah, I've been knowing him since I first started working at J. Alexander's in like 2018.
Okay.
He's a mechanic, and he worked on my car.
Okay.
And me and my mom have always taken our cars. He's a great mechanic.
Yeah.
And I've always taken all my cars to him. And throughout time, just built like some kind of camaraderie. And yeah.
So he heard you were in Smyrna and decided to shut down shop and asked you, "Hey, do you want to take this place over from me?" That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, awesome. And like at that time, I didn't have no money saved up.
Yep.
You know, so it was more like, hey, it's day to day, pretty much. The amount of money I didn't have, so he gave me the opportunity to pay it off in payments, and it just worked out for me. Having a lease, having bills, and having that payment on top was very, very hard.
Stressful, ain't it?
Very stressful.
So now you opened up over there. When did you open up?
August of last year.
August of last year. So we are T-minus 35, 40 days.
Not even a year.
To be a year, right? Isn't that right?
Something like that. Yeah, you're close.
By the time this airs, it'll be less than that.
Right.
So, okay. So under a year. So this time a year ago, you're having this conversation, right? In June of last year?
No, it was actually literally a week or 2 weeks prior to August.
Oh my goodness.
And he was like, "You gotta let me know now, or I'm gonna give it to somebody else. I want y'all to take it, but let me know now."
Oh, snooky.
He was just making you like, that's a quick turnaround.
So this is like mid-July.
And I had to come up with around 20 grand in 2 weeks. And I didn't have nothing. I was doing what we call taquizas, where pretty much, I don't know if you've seen pictures of it, where like I have a flat top with a well, and I cook to like your house, cook it for your wedding, cook for your barbecue, make tacos. I would stand out of, he has a nightclub here in Murfreesboro too, I think. And I would stand outside the club till 4 a.m., cooking, serving people. Then I would still go to work in the morning because I was a key hourly at Eddie V's. I'd be there at 10, get off at 11, go straight to the club on Saturday again. Yeah, I mean, do whatever I had to do. Any money that I made for those 2 weeks was put it up, put it up, put it up. I need this. And I didn't know
So
if I was going to make it. I didn't know if I was going to make it, man.
July, just shits and
Hang on, that,
giggles here.
I don't want to gloss over that.
I'm not glossing. No, you're probably
The
going to
number of people who would have immediately said 20 grand, 2 weeks, I'm out. Because they would have said, I can't. And wouldn't have even attempted to try to see if they can make it happen.
Yeah.
And you just put your head down and go get it. Because a lot of people just it'll start phone calls. Oh, well, I'm up to 3 grand, but what am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's like,
I think the most I had was, I didn't have it. My girlfriend, Gabby, which you know, she had 5 away for her savings. And I looked at her, I'm like, if you don't want to let me use it, that's fine, I get it. But if you're here and you want to support me, I promise you, I'm going to get you your money back. And sure enough, I did. But, you know, without a supportive woman, I'm nothing.
that's
Amen
awesome.
to that, brother.
Like,
Amen to
absolutely
brother.
awesome.
I tell my wife that all the time. Without her, I would be nothing.
No, I mean, dude, there's been a lot. We open, in the beginning, we were from 9 in the morning to 9 at night.
Mm-hmm.
But there's been plenty of nights we were there until 11, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, washing dishes. Right there with me.
Yeah.
Nobody else, just her. And she don't have no kitchen background experience.
Like I heard about you.
So what you're saying is you can't leave her alone in the kitchen. No, I'm just like,
Now I can. She's awesome now. But in the beginning it was rough.
outstanding.
But
When did I come over there? When did I first meet you? What was that, like October, November last
I was
year?
probably like 5 months in, 6 months in. I
Yeah.
wanna say.
Over the winter then.
Yeah.
No, December, January, something like that. Man, I didn't know that. That is outstanding.
I mean, it's just incredible. Absolutely
So-
incredible.
So July 15th, hey, here's an opportunity. August 1st, I figured it out. Here you go. Boom, now it's the taco shop. So prior to this, you've never owned your own restaurant before, right?
No, but I've just managed, kitchen manager, front of house manager, took all that.
So has it been for you like it was for me? So I've been in the restaurant business now, including the ownership of this place, coming up on 31 years, 32 years, somewhere in that neighborhood. 32 years. 30. Wow.
We're old, man.
I'm old.
Yeah.
I just
So-
turned 35.
Now I really feel old. So, but I was always in the corporate world. Okay. And I've been the chief operations officer of companies. I've been a dishwasher. I've been the cook. I've been everything you can imagine. Mm-hmm. And I thought when I opened my own place, my chest was out. You know, head was probably bigger than it should have been. And I thought I knew everything there was to know about running a restaurant. How much have you learned in the last 11 months about running a restaurant comparative to what you knew prior?
Man, honestly,
Yeah.
besides like the actual like permits and taxes that go into it,
Yeah.
not much. Everything else, I felt like because I started working in restaurants in 2014. It's like 11 years, 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like all that time I was just spent preparing. Like knowing me back then to knowing me now, you'd be like, oh, he was on a mission,
Yeah.
you know?
Good for you, man.
And that's what I just locked in on. When I was working all these restaurants, I always wanted to learn everything.
Yeah.
I wanted to learn a GM's role, front of house role, kitchen role, prep cook role, dish role, because you can learn from anybody.
Yeah.
I've learned stuff from 6 years in. I've learned stuff from dishwashers that just came from some place in Guatemala. This is their first time washing dishes.
Yeah.
They have that like initiative to want to work, and you're like, oh wow. So I've been doing it wrong my whole life. You know, it's like I've always just been open minded, and besides like taxes and stuff like that.
Well, that's part of the business too. That was the tax side, not just like
It's stressful.
everybody knows you got to pay your taxes, but knowing when to file them, who to file them through, to have a CPA do it and at least go through it all, make sure it's done properly.
Right.
Because we all think we know what you should file and how much you should pay, and
That
but
part
it's
of it
not
is very
necessarily.
stressful for me.
Yeah, it's tough.
And the first couple of months, I didn't know what to do. Finally, we hired like a bookkeeper to kind of help us out with that. And that's just been my go-to, give me a sheet, explain to me, okay, this is why I have to pay it. Damn, pay it every month. My sales tax.
I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Davo. Now that you have team members and employees in payroll, right? You should, if you're not using Davo, you should look into them. Davo, they take the thinking and the process out of the payroll taxes, and they take it out of your sales, and pay. Excuse me, and pay it for you.
Yeah.
They integrate with Toast. I know you're not using Toast currently, but they're our primary technology sponsor, or a sponsor of the show and partner in the restaurant. And they link up really well together. But we can get to that later on in life.
How much, when it comes to the technologies that you choose to incorporate, how much are you looking for one that is, quote unquote, plays well with the other, is compatible? Like, do they have, because I do they come to you and, like Toast, for example, hey, here's a list of companies that does well for the things that we don't do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And how do you know where that integrates? And I'm also going to, the caveat to that, how do you know when to bring in the bookkeeper? Because you said it's stressful. How do you know when to, I need to take the next step to make it technology? Because what I hear is there's another expense. And if you're already in those first 3 months and you're praying it up and you're sweating and you're like, oh man, I'm going to add something else on that list. Like, how do you go from, and that's open to both of you, but like, I mean, that's just cutting a check and going down, putting something in the mail.
It's all about time.
Yeah.
Time management.
Timing is the timing of it, and then how much time it saves you, because time is money.
Okay.
Right. It's it's when to hire somebody. I know this man was busting his tail and still is, and didn't even have the time to spend the hour to come hang out with us for a little while.
Right. How many employees you got?
Now I'm up to 4.
4? Okay. Where are you at?
15.
15?
That's nice.
Yeah.
I'm still
But
there.
remember all those checks he's writing. All right, so that's
I'm still there 65 to 75 hours a week. So.
Yeah. It's
y'all
look,
open 7 days a week. Okay.
just because you have more employees doesn't mean you're not doing this much work. It's just different work,
Yeah.
right? That's what I need to hire more people, but I can't afford to do it yet. And it's twofold when I say that. One, I personally can't afford to let go of that responsibility because I'm not comfortable with it yet. I had a conversation with my business partner last night. There's two salaried positions I should probably hire today, right now. But if I do that, then I got to pay for it.
Right.
And if I got to pay for it, then I got to also let go of that responsibility to allow me to go do other things.
So for you, that's real expensive.
It's extremely
Right, yeah,
expensive,
yeah.
right? Because I'm sure, just like you being here tonight is stressful. Not just because you haven't done this before, but you're not at your restaurant and somebody else is cooking,
Yeah.
right? So
After I leave here, I go straight there.
right. But are they cooking it like you cook it? And that's the there's just as
Don't
much.
get in this man's head. He's trying to enjoy his hour, man. Like, come on.
And I get that. Like, my whole mentality since I first started was I will not buy a tool that I'm not going to use on a day-to-day. And employees to me are no different, right? If I really don't need that employee, and there's no need for me to hire them. When I hired the prep lady that I have now and the cook that I have 2 cooks, it was for that necessity that, okay, I need to do more events. I'm doing more events. I need those bodies to fill in holes.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I've gone through like 6 employees because if you're not exceeding my expectations, or I'm paying you what you asked me for. I'm not like most typical hires where, oh, how much was you making at your last job? So and so. Okay, what if I give you this? No, tell me what your time is worth. Tell me what you're worth. That's what I'll give you. If you tell me you're worth $20 an hour, I'll give you $20 an hour. We go from there. 2 weeks from now, if you told me you were worth 20 and you're not, that's fine. All right,
We're gonna have a different conversation. That's right.
And
Yeah.
luckily,
If you say you're worth 20, you got to be worth 20.
yeah, luckily
Don't be worth 15
Yeah.
and tell me you're worth 20.
Yeah, no, the people that I've hired now are like solid. Like all 3 of the people that I've hired, I trust. The ones before them,
That's big, man.
I try,
That's big.
but I'm very picky. I'm not gonna hire somebody.
But that's your
to make my
livelihood.
life
That's your
easier.
company. I mean, like,
Yeah.
that's your name out there. Even if you're not at the store, they still know that.
But
And so
that's where the difference between like the corporate aspect of it is. You hire people so you can have quality of life, right? To where when you own your own restaurant, you're hiring people not because of quality of life. It's not so I can have more time to go home or something else. No, it's to make my business better.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. You're hiring people to do a job so you don't have to do that job. So you can go do another job.
Whether it's be more
yeah.
more hospitality, whether it's to improve my recipes, whether it's to do catering or the taquizas I was telling you about.
Yep.
Or right now we're working on getting our food truck so we can put it on the other side of town, so he can get Taco Shop.
See, that's
Like,
it. That's it.
That's where my mind is at.
Yes, I love it.
See, I
That
proved
is
a point without
outstanding.
even knowing it. Right when he is in here.
Man, that's incredible. I love that. You
Macro beans.
come up with a mac
I
and
do.
beans.
I've got a great. It was the one I was kind of working on, but
I got you.
I made sure that it was in
It
his
fell in-
socials and
fell
it
in
kind of
line?
worked. Yeah.
Yeah.
So me and a buddy have a back and forth about when we go to any sort of taco shop kind of thing, whatever. And so I'm going to toss it out here for you guys. And to me, there's only one correct answer, but I know it's one of those. There's no wrong answer. Street tacos or burrito tacos?
Oh, I'm always gonna go street.
Street tacos.
Yeah, that's traditional, man.
I
That's-
completely skipped the actual part of mac and beans. I was so excited about it.
I knew where you were going. Every show we have a segment
Yeah,
called
let's do
Mac or
that.
Beans.
Help me out.
Hey, can you edit this trailer?
So, and in this segment, we call it Mac or Beans because it's a this or that segment, right? And typically, when you go into a barbecue restaurant, you're typically going to get either the macaroni and cheese or the beans, right? So, we always ask every guest, would you get the mac and cheese or the beans when you go into a barbecue joint?
Mac and cheese, man.
Tradition.
His mac and cheese.
His mac and cheese is fantastic. But hang on. Have you had his beans, though?
I did, but I'm still because we got the big platter, like I
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
So we
Right.
had a little bit of everything.
And me and my brother shared that platter one night, and that's when I had. I was like, "Those beans are like, whoa, man!"
No, but that mac and cheese.
But now back to the
Thank
important
you.
part:
Thank you.
street taco versus burrito taco.
Yeah.
You said street taco,
street tacos, yeah. Man.
and that's my answer. Like, I love the burrito taco, but there is a simplicity in that street taco.
Look, now I
It
will
is-
say this.
Don't
There's-
change it up. Just
I'm not.
okay.
I'm not. It's just a small caveat.
All right.
There's not a lot of Mexican joints in and around Middle Tennessee that are truly traditional. So when you get a street taco and it's, cooked all to hell and it doesn't have a lot of flavor, it's got a whole bunch of chew
Or it's more tortilla than meat.
and it's more tortilla than it is meat. And
I
you
agree
don't,
with what you're saying there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so
But
you
when
get-
I find the good one of this burrito and the good one of this street taco, I'm going to go for a street taco. Like if you're telling me to pick one, and I want mine
Now-
with pastor,
now here's my,
like
here's
that. See, yeah, like
Crispy.
yeah, oh
Yeah.
man, you
Now,
talking
here's
to
my
me like
question.
that is. Charlie's gonna call me fat again. So that's
you're in your fall stage. It's fine.
oh, wow.
Might as well lean into
Let
it.
that die.
I mean,
That's
you
over a
know.
year now. Anyway, carry on.
he he identified as fall and was it fall and autumn one day?
Yeah, something like that.
I was like,
Look,
you
the
know.
conversation centered around big boy weather, all right, and like that time of the year is more comfortable for me, and so I don't even know how we got into the joke, but I was like, yeah, I identify as fall and autumn, and there it went.
And
Like,
is
it's
stuck.
never like
That's
at
over a
least
year
once
ago.
a month it gets brought up. So it's true though.
It is. It is. Going back to it, I have a friend of mine, and Sal's been on the show. Sal Gonzalez. He is a writer and musician here in town. He was in the Marines, lost his leg, but just an absolutely incredible fella, and can sing like nobody's business. But he has a birria recipe that is to die for. And up until I had yours, I couldn't find anybody in town that got anywhere close. So like I'm picky about my Mexican food. I think there's so many Mexican joints here in town.
Oh, yeah.
And more coming. Like, but I love Mexican food so much. It's like Laotian food to me. Like I love Laotian food so much, but I don't like going to new places because I'm always scared it's going to be bad.
Well, it's because you've had good. Once you get an
Once you
elevated
get
level,
something
yeah,
that's good. It's
100%.
like, oh man, like this is tasty.
like
I
pho.
can't go over here.
Like once you've had homemade traditional pho,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can't go buy that. And like
Nah.
you brought up tamales earlier. I'm absolutely going to come try your tamales. It is my favorite. There's not a second dish there in the Mexican cuisine but I've been spoiled. I've had high school. Some of my students have brought me those. Who made these? It's grandma's recipe. Grandma made these. Mom made these. Mom's been making these since she was a little girl, and now she's the one. So I've had like the real deal tamale. Like I'm not getting like
Yeah.
the local little place that's just dumping them out of the bag,
Look,
right?
there's two Mexican places that I enjoy going in this town. One of them is his. Okay.
I can't wait to go.
I
got cross
like
Broad
his
Street for
food
this.
is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like I love his food.
I'm texting my wife like, you want me to pick up tacos
So-
on the own night?
The only other place that we go get Mexican food that I enjoy is Margarita House in Smyrna.
Oh yeah, that place is always packed, man.
It is. I mean, it's jam packed all the time.
Yeah, but they've been around for a while.
They have been around for a while. Now, when I say that, they have a burrito that I customize, and it's phenomenal. But it's the only place that I'll order a burrito,
Right.
and I don't even get it the way it is on the menu. I get it my way, like so much so now that they know how I want it, and they're like, burrito. Thanks.
Got it. Yeah.
You know, like it's kind of bad.
I knew I'd gone to Carmen's too much when Carlos started walking up to me with my order. I was like, hey, Carlos. And I've known Carlos for years. So, like, it was okay. But I was like, we really doing this? And he just smiled and walked away. I was like, come on, man.
There you go.
I saw him at the gym the other day. And I was like, hey, he goes, because I hadn't been in a little while. He goes, what's up? And he called out my order. I say, really? Like, we're out in public. Like, don't do this to me now.
Great.
Hey, number 2.
That's right. Yeah,
Exercise.
exactly. I was like, come on, man.
Oh, you like it spicy? Yeah.
Trying to do better, and you're over here running it. So,
Oh Lord, I posted something on speaking of the gym. I posted something on Instagram the other day about beef ribs or pork ribs,
yeah.
and I posted that because I was in the gym and I'm on the treadmill cooling down, like I'm like just look like I got out of the pool, and a guy walks past me and goes, "You gonna have beef ribs back soon?"
You get that question a lot. Like when you and I
yeah.
are together, people ask you all the time when you're going to have your
When you
beef
gonna
ribs
have
back.
beef ribs.
Yeah. So
When you have
that's
the beef ribs.
But
right.
you're known for something they won't stop.
It's better than the Donut Boy.
Did you get called the donut boy?
Yeah.
Just because of
Have
the.
I not told you all that story? I know I haven't told you, but the sticky hog,
Yeah, I knew that. But did they start calling you the donut boy because of that?
the donut guy. Yeah.
You're not even the donut guy.
No shit.
You just get those. That was authentic. You just get those from Bo. I mean, like, that's
Case in point. So I had the food truck at Cedar Glade. Okay. But right before that, I was going to World Outreach Church and on Wednesday nights. And I would park up there. They had service on Wednesday night and let me serve food, yada, yada, yada. Right. So I'm talking to my wife one Tuesday, and we're talking about like just crazy off the wall menu items, the creativity you were talking about earlier. And she said something about putting pulled pork on a donut. And I'm like, low key, that kind of sounds pretty good. Might have to go over to
you about to
Christie's and get
You're going to go see Christy at Donut Country. There
Yes.
you go. I'll
Sorry.
finish your sentence.
Thank you. Stumbling over my own words today. Go get me some donuts tomorrow and try that out. So I go over there. I don't even say anything to him about it. I get him. Give me a dozen because, I got to have an extra one or two for
We
myself.
got to eat breakfast.
At 5 o'clock at night.
I'm trying.
Yeah, I know.
Nobody, you told yourself. Keep going.
So I got a buddy of mine coming to help me that night, and I'm like, hey man, we're gonna do a new sandwich. He's worked on it twice. Okay. And I'm like, here, try this out. Tell me what you think. So I cut a donut in half. I put it on there, barbecue sauce all over the top of it. Smack it.
Insane.
Here. So he
insane
takes a
good.
big old bite of it, and he's like, oh, buddy, this is good.
Yes.
So everybody that comes up to the truck, he sells one to. So I'm out of this sandwich in a matter of 15 minutes.
Right.
And I said, well, I guess that settles it. I'm going to have to really try to sell this. So long story short, I go on John Iacari's podcast and we're talking about this sandwich after the show. And he's like, oh man, I'm going to have to try that. So like 2 days go by and he's showing up at the food truck with a bag of donuts.
BYOD.
Well, I told him, I was like, look, man, I don't know when you're going to come. So if you bring me a donut, I'll make it for you. So he comes up, he's literally just to be bopping up in the truck with a donut bag. So I make it for him. 2-3 days go by. What do I see? John and his girlfriend coming by with a bag of donuts. He liked it so much, he made a video about it.
Yeah, I remember the video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, 3 months goes by. I'm walking through Walmart.
It's the donut.
And this guy walks past me and he goes, hey, aren't you yeah, that's you. You're the donut guy.
Not quite. Swing and a miss. But yeah, like.
And I went, what?
Barbecue donut guy.
That happened 3 times.
That's hilarious.
All at Walmart.
I love it.
I hadn't been back to Walmart since.
Where you gonna get called out?
I'm scared I'm the donut guy. I'm in a barbecue joint and I'm the donut guy.
That's wild.
It's crazy.
So what do you want to get known for? He's known for beef ribs or donuts, whichever one. What's your
I'm pretty sure I'm known for pizza birria, man. And it's,
Yes.
all right?
I've had people because I'll go to like Jonathan's and stuff after work and like, oh, you're the pizza birria guy, ain't you? I'm like, yeah, it's me and her. But yeah, I'm like,
Who came up with that? You or Gabby?
the pizza birria?
Yeah.
Oh, we were already making quesadillas at that place in Smyrna, and 2 guys that were cutting grass were like, yeah, have you ever thought of making a pizza birria? I'm like, I've never seen one. Gabby's like, I've seen one before. So we just made it for him. Like, oh, well, let's put it on the menu when we go over here. And that's how it just went.
I never went.
Yeah.
It's super.
Glad for those 2 guys cutting grass at the golf course because they took care of him there.
Yeah.
Look, the birria by itself is delicious.
Yeah, the ramen. Have you had the ramen?
I have.
Yeah, the ramen. I
Yeah.
like eating like that. But right now it's too hot outside for that.
Yes.
Someone
Yes,
asked
we'll-
me, they're like,
we'll wait.
the ramen or the pizza? I'm like, honestly, it's delicious. It's too hot outside.
It's summer, so I have
It's 90 degrees
That's
outside.
Look, he gave me a big old tub, or I got a big old tub of it. And it's, that ramen is,
I just like the
Not on a 90-degree day. It's not
Right.
very enjoyable, but you know.
from everything you've described. I like the break-in traditional. You've got the traditional things. You got the street taco stuff, but just that, like you said at the very beginning of the show, that creativity, bringing you to your restaurant. You know what I'm saying, and putting that out there, and that. I've never discussed burrito pizza or, even the carrot cake's not very often or very popular or common. Yeah. And so it's just, you're thinking outside the box a little bit, and that's phenomenal. Cause these are
twists, right?
Yeah.
So like, we have traditional tacos, but I'm never like above like doing something. Like I like a challenge, right? I've had guests come into our restaurant and ask us to do some random stuff, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Like I like that challenge. Birria sold everywhere, but why can't we do a pizza birria? Now we have the alambre pizza too, which an alambre is a plate of like different meats, peppers, and everything. Well, put it in a pizza. People love that.
Bro.
Instead of nachos, do carne
this is gonna
asada
be a
fries.
problem. I'm gonna start driving across Broad Street now.
Eric.
I did have a lot of issues with tamales in the beginning when it was just me and Gabby, because we would run out. And tamales are like a 2-day process.
I was going to say, it takes a while to
And
make
I
a
used to
tamale.
get so much hate for like not having tamales. Now we have the lady that we hired. She kills it on tamales. We don't run out of tamales.
She does good, huh?
Yeah,
I love that.
I'm
man.
just trying to get her trained to get them right.
Now, is it a just a true classic tamale?
So we have the red or green sauce that I use for my chilaquiles, or that I use for like the tamales, or that I use for a sandwich.
I don't know if I've had your tamales.
And then the
I'm
chicken.
gonna sound real white here.
We used to do pork, but most people don't eat pork. It's weird. People like chicken or beef. for
Yeah,
sure.
Yes, they
and you put the red sauce on the beef and the green on the chicken. That's the white guy talking there. That's not traditional.
Well, on
or
the tamales, we do red. They're all chicken, and then they're red or green sauce.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go for the green. There's something about the way that pairs up. It
I'm
just
known for the green sauce. I'm not known for my red.
So
I can't wait to go to this place.
Now obviously you're building a name, and what we, like I've been known for brisket. I've been known for beef ribs. I've been known for being the donut guy. Like, you can't control what people like, what people gravitate to, right? We're building a name on our chicken wings, but when you open the taco shop, when you got this place over here on Old Fort, what did you set out and you were like, man, I'm gonna be known for this. Like, this is gonna be what people gravitate to. And is it the same thing? Is it the pizza, or is it the tamales? Is it what you thought it was gonna be, or was it something different?
It was gonna be the birria. Like, I always knew my birria was good. Didn't know how good, but I also wanted to be known for that, especially the tacos. There's other restaurants in Murfreesboro that sells them, but like, that's that competitive nature in me.
Yeah.
I want to be that guy. I mean, all these other places been there around for a while, and I just was like, my mentality's, I'm gonna come in here, and I'm gonna take off somehow. It wasn't like that in the beginning. First 2 months, again, go back to praying. But once that took off, there was a lady, I don't know where she works at. She's the coolest lady I've ever heard. She came in, said, this is amazing. Posted in the Murfreesboro group, took off. Pizza Beer took off. And I was like, wow. And then when I started hearing more about the birria being this, I was like, this has to be perfect. Consistency is key. And birria was what I wanted to be known for. But I also wanted to be like the best taco spot.
I got you.
I wouldn't consider myself a Mexican restaurant, but I would consider myself more of a taco spot. I also wanted to be known for like street food.
Okay.
Mexican street food.
Okay.
That's really what I sell.
Yeah.
Carne asada, fries, nachos, pizza birrias. So that's really where my mind was.
What do you think is what's the unknown? Like, if like you're building a name, you got some traction, things are going well for you, right? People are coming to see you. You got some buzz around the birria. What's the, like, you turned me on to the ramen, right? Is that the unknown? Is that what people don't order but should try out? Or what is it that you're like, Man, we should sell more of this. It's really, really good.
Man, honestly, the carnitas.
Carnitas? Yeah.
The way I make it, and then once we finish it off on the flat top and make it crisp,
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think my carnitas are way better than my birria. My birria was guiding
Okay.
me, but like, if you're gonna ask me, Eric, what you eating later today? I'm eating 6 carnita tacos, crispy with the green sauce.
Know what I'm eating later today.
And
Okay.
that alone, man, like once you have it like crispy like that, you'll never go to like traditional carnitas where it's just like almost like a pulled pork.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, yeah, it changes.
I
That
love
and the
that.
al pastor,
Okay.
because I like cooking my al pastor crispy, you know.
So we started doing it in Smyrna, short-lived, moved down to Murfreesboro. You got a spot coming up on a year. You talked about a food truck. Is that's going to happen 90 days, six months?
I've given myself at least to the end of this year to have that food truck up and running.
Okay.
Either somewhere else in Murfreesboro, like on the opposite side, or in Nashville. But not where everybody would think in Nashville, like literally downtown.
Okay.
And like was always my mindset from the beginning.
I got you. So that's planned. I got a sneaky suspicion that you have the wherewithal to make that happen between now and 2026. What's your plans from there? What's the goal for the taco shop? What are you going to do?
My lease ends next year there. Unfortunately, I would want to get into a different location in Murfreesboro. That's definitely home. And get it somewhere else where it's more comfortable for people. Being inside a gas station or connected to it, it kind of draws a couple people away. You know,
I got you.
So having that ambiance along with having the great food would definitely just increase.
What about the traffic flow there? Because I know that's kind of an awkward corner.
That traffic flow is horrible, you know.
Right.
Anybody that drives on 04 knows 04 is the worst.
Right.
You know, between
Where-
that intersection and the following one with the weird
So
intersection.
for all
between-
the people that will listen to the show and all the people in Nashville and surrounding Middle Tennessee here, where exactly are you located?
on 04 and what? I think
Chafin Place.
Chafin, yeah.
Yeah. Is it
Right there.
2181
Right
04?
down the corner in front of KFC.
Right there in front of the KFC. As soon as
Inside.
you get off the interstate,
Yeah, 2181 04 Parkway.
isn't that a shell?
Next to the show, yeah.
Yeah.
So inside, it's in that same building, right?
Sandwich
So
Factory. Very
Yeah,
local.
across from Sandwich
Yeah.
Factory.
Yeah,
Yep.
very local
Another little spot.
yeah.
So,
So if you see that Shell station on the right there on 04 Parkway, you can't miss it. Go inside there. Make sure you ask for Eric.
he's probably there.
He is probably there making some of the most deliciousness that we have. So, all right. So next year we're going to be looking for a new location. Would you renew the lease in that one?
If I didn't have another choice, I probably would.
Okay.
Yeah, but long term, I mean, I would love to have my own restaurant, not necessarily Mexican food.
Okay.
Yeah, like
All right.
my experience is way beyond just Mexican food.
Yep. Look, if you're making carrot cakes from scratch, man, you cook.
Yeah.
Like I've had your birria. Like I get the protein. You got that. We're down. Now you know how to do dessert too.
Like
bro.
that old saying, like you either cook or you bake, you know?
Yeah,
And like
I'm him.
obviously you got the whole
I
package
cook.
here.
I don't bake.
I love being in the kitchen, man. Like I said, and then when you hear the compliments from people saying stuff like that's just like,
Is your mom still around? You've mentioned her
yeah.
several times.
yeah, she comes
she ever
around
come
and
in?
helps. She's older now, so she just stays out the kitchen a little
Yeah.
bit. In the beginning, it was more just of a support system. Definitely a lot of influence came from her.
But that's got to be nice to be able to look at her and say, look, you know, from back in Texas to going around and just almost like a thank you and a respect to her to keep that,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know.
without her, I don't even get in the kitchen. Like I said, my troubled youth, I would have never found a kitchen. And one day she's like, you need to do something with your life. Come work at Jay's with me. I'm like, nah, that's not for me. I applied at Jay's 4 times. The 5th time they hired me. And it
Nice.
was the biggest blessing of my life.
And
That's
now,
awesome.
and now look at you, man.
That's awesome.
That is outstanding.
Can't do much without moms.
No.
So-
not at all. You got a Friday feel good for
I
us?
do. There's a guy. He's got a fairly large online presence. His name's Kyle Creek, and I'm going to tweak a little bit something he said here recently. To live the life that you desire, you must be able to walk through a bit of fire. Criticisms, disapprovals, and your own self-doubt. And that self-doubt creeps in. I've telling on myself here a little bit. I've had a big dose of that here lately. Just not thinking I'm firing on all cylinders kind of thing. And I'm feeling like that I could do more. But when I reassess it, I don't really see where I could do more. And so I start to think, well, maybe these are things beyond my control. So I'm kind of struggling with that. But if you want to be successful, you're going to have to go through a little heat. And you're going to come out the other side. Just keep your head down. You know what to do. Find somebody you know, tell them you love them.
What's that saying about sailor? Skilled sailor doesn't sail smooth seas.
Sounds good.
Did I get close?
I've never heard it, so I'm going to say you nailed it.
Thank
So,
you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Look, trials and tribulations make us who we are.
It is,
right.
100%.
So,
But just don't beat yourself up with that self-doubt. Because, I mean, that, for me personally, it can be more crippling than what anybody else says.
You're your worst.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, we talk a lot about stuff like that all the time.
Yeah.
And I think if you don't believe that you can accomplish what you think you can, or what you want to do, nobody else is going to either.
100%.
Right. So, believe in yourself. Don't beat yourself up when things don't go the right way, because they're not always going to go the right way. Sometimes you got to get down on your knees and pray to the good Lord above that you're gonna get where you want to be.
That's right.
Right. I think all of us in this room have been there. So, Erik, look, man, I appreciate you coming to hang out with us, even for just the short little time you did. It's been great getting to know you. If people are trying to find a taco shop and want to come have some of the carrot cake, the birria, the tamales, all the ramen, all the amazing things that you do, how can they get a hold of you? How can they order your food? We talked about your restaurant being on 04 Parkway right there next to the Self Station. So how can they find you?
DoorDash, Uber, our website. I mean,
what is the website?
I think it's the Taco Shop. That's it. On Minify.
Okay. And then you have a phone number for people to be able to call you?
No, off the top of my head, man. I'm not good
Okay.
at that stuff.
Hey, look, I got you. All
got
right.
him?
Instagram is the Taco Shop TN. The TacoShopTN.com is the website. And you can order DoorDash and all the stuff from there. But also, if you choose to order online, I just clicked on something else. I had the phone number. I'll give it to you. Because y'all do catering.
Yeah,
Don't
we
let
do
that.
catering.
We didn't mention that, but usually that gets brought up. But ultimately, if you did choose to call the taco shop, it'd be 615-617-3205.
Look, I will tell you, if you want some amazing food and incredible service, please, 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 please come down to the borough. Check out my man at the taco shop. You will not be disappointed.
Right off the interstate. Like,
Yeah, it's. I mean,
Be
it's
on your way
literally-
to-
you can be going to Georgia and rock and roll, stop in, swing in, get some
that's it.
pizza birria, and be really happy. So, look, you guys know what to do. If you want to get involved in the show, please feel free to reach out to me at charlie@singletreebbq.com, or you can call me at 615-307-0120. And until next time, we'll see you then.
Y'all be good.
Thanks for joining us today. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, leave us a 5-star review and come see us at the restaurant.